I've identified a couple of individuals that I'm going to disturb for a second, and one of them is this gentleman here. Let's put our hands together for him. He's going to introduce himself, and I'll ask him one or two questions. Let's meet you, sir.
My name is Abimbola Akintola.
All right, so he is an ambassador of the foundation, and we're going to ask you, right, the theme of this summit is education rooted in equity. What would you say that means to you personally?
If you permit me, so I would typically answer that with a story. So recently I had a call with a friend. He's just moved back from the US, so he's thinking about schools to put his kids. And I said, oh, you live in Ikoyi, you might as well, these are the schools around, you should stay there. And he said, oh no, that he wants to go to a school where his kid will be able to relate with, just people that are regular, right? What I find is that for a lot of us in the room here, we all probably went to one form of public school or the other. KC was a public school, QC, ISI, ISL, these are all schools that were public schools. But the education was very good. Now, for us going to those schools, it meant that I sat down next to the son of a carpenter, a plumber, a son of a banker. We all came from the various backgrounds. So when I talk about equity, today, as parents, today, the only chance our children have is to go to private schools. So which means that my son, my daughter, my child would never sit down next to a plumber or a carpenter's son. That carpenter's son is probably smarter than he is, more resilient than he is. And we build a future where our children will want to run this country, but are not connected to the children and the reality that some of these children have gone through. So, Special Foundation is really a service of restoration for this country. And this is just the first step, because in terms of equity, we need to think about how public schools can be things that even our kids can go to, and where that equity story can really come in. Because really, we don't want to build children that are going through an elite tunnel. That would be a disaster for the nation. Thank you.
I think that was a fantastic submission. Let's put our hands together for him. And truly, as we also give these scholars the opportunity to also attend the private schools, you can also have some sort of equity when we put them in private institutions as well. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Pelumi Joseph. Why is it important to sustain partnership for this sort of interventions that Special Foundation do?
My name is Pelumi Joseph. Thinking about partnerships and sustainability, I believe that it's very crucial because education is a long game and it takes significant investment to get the outcomes that you want over a long time. And it's not just a one-time investment, it's something that you have to continue to invest in, and one single individual cannot do it. Even if you think about the largest philanthropies, whether it's Gates or MasterCard Foundation, they all have partnerships that ensure that they continue to fund education to get those outcomes over 20, 25 years. So the only way to do that is to continue to invest, and as people benefit from the educational investments, they also become a pool for making further investments downstream that give us those desired outcomes.
We heard from the former president about the power of advocacy, right? 18 million out of school children. The problem looks enormous. For the Special Foundation, we're looking at 500,000 in 2030. How can we accelerate advocacy to start to solve that problem on the wider scale?
I think advocacy is really just a matter of commitment. Imagine if everyone in this hall today decided to speak to one person and get that one person to commit to supporting the foundation. That is enormous. And then imagine if that one person also then committed to getting another one person to support a child. So I always say this, that it's really about each person lifting another person. And if one person, just one person, decided, you know what, I'm going to support one child, and also spoke to another person to support another child, that would actually be an enormous impact on the work that we're doing. I'm not one to say you can solve world hunger. You can't. But you can actually make enormous impact by simply being committed to speaking to one person. And that's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Susan Younis, do you want to tell us the power of storytelling and why you think we need to keep documenting and telling these stories?
I want to congratulate the Special Foundation on incredible content and storytelling. I own a creative agency, and I've been blessed to be a partner. We've created videos, but we didn't do any of these tonight. These are so stellar. So please, everyone should give a massive round of applause for what we've seen. They're fantastic, really fantastic. It's so integral that as a foundation you get storytelling right. You know, when we teach these courses, we show pain points, we try and make them emotive, because fundamentally we want people to carry out an action. We want to create empathy, and that's exactly what you've seen today. You followed the strategy perfectly, and I cannot commend you on how important that is for something like this. So please keep up the good work. Storytelling is fundamental for something like this. I'm so proud to see this. It's phenomenal, and congratulations on all your awards as well. Thank you.